Amnesty International South Africa is calling on the Electoral Commission of South Africa to investigate the reported arrest of a journalist, our journalist, in Soweto. Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko Mhlaba was arrested at a voting station in Orlando East earlier on today while covering the local government elections. If you were tuned in at that time, you would have seen it happening live right here on Newzroom Afrika. Now, for reaction on this, I'm joined by Ms. Shenilla Mohamed. She is Executive Director of Amnesty International. Ms. Mohamed, thank you very much for your time today. Your comments as Amnesty International South Africa and your plans regarding this situation.
Good afternoon, Tammy, and good afternoon to your viewers. Well, actually, we were watching it live as it was unfolding, and it was extremely concerning. I think what was the most concerning thing was that, first of all, the reporter, Ziniko Mhlaba was accredited to be there. He had the right to be there. From what we could see, he was definitely, doing what was required, not stepping over the bounds, but still, he was harassed and arrested subsequently by the police. Even though he has now been released, I think we are calling on the IEC to investigate that case and to basically make their findings known. The other thing that was concerning us, Tammy, was reports of, citizens or people standing in the queues to vote who were recording the incident, who were also manhandled. This excessive use of force by the police anytime, anywhere is unacceptable. But in particular, the interference with journalists who are trying to do their job, which is to report on the elections, is something that should not be tolerated. And the IEC needs to take that very seriously and do a thorough investigation. And as Amnesty International, we will be writing to the IEC to find out whether, first of all, the investigation is done and what the findings of the investigation are.
Have you heard of any other reports of a similar nature, Ms. Mohamed?
No, and we are monitoring the situation. So far we have not, but we are registered as election observers. So we are monitoring the situation, across the country. But we definitely have not so far heard of another incident or seen another incident. But even one incident, Tammy, is one incident too many. Journalists have the right to report on the local elections, and they should be allowed to do their jobs. But also the excessive use of force by the police against citizens who were recording the incident is not something that we should tolerate. I mean, South African police are renowned for the excessive use of force. It's something as Amnesty we have been talking about for a long time now. We have written to the minister, and we feel that we don't want to see another case like this happening throughout the day.
Ms. Shenilla Mohamed, we thank you very much for your time as well as your update. That's Amnesty International South Africa. They are observers throughout this election. And you heard earlier on we spoke to Ziniko Mhlaba, who was still quite traumatized, but we also thank him for coming through and giving us an update as to exactly what happened. Because as you know, at some point it was a lights out with the camera.